Another one. And you go all the way around your saguaro and see get the right ones. Yeah, this culture is dying, and like I said, nobody's keeping it up, and
medicine, don't they?
Yes, I was
so
just
much
reading,
out there in
there's
the
all
desert,
sorts of
you know.
things,
So much one?
So much
stomach
food out in the
ailments
desert that
and,
we used to eat, and our people, our young generation are not, you know, going out there now to, you
it's like a
know,
whole little
appreciate
medicinal.
it.
Tree is like a
I think this year's going to be a good harvest.
So the drought is actually
Even though the drought, yeah,
is
no,
in your favor.
That's right. When we go do our saguaro harvest, we have many saguaros to go to. So when we come up to a saguaro, we usually try to walk around and find the ripe ones, and the ripe ones will be the red ones that you see up here. And I see, let me see, one ripe one right here. And I don't know if my pole can reach the one way at the top, but usually the ones that we can't reach, we leave for the birds. But I don't think my pole will reach, so I'll get this one right here. This one right here. And our pole is made out of 2 saguaro ribs, as you can see. And the top part, which we call our hook, is made out of greasewood branch. There's another one over here. We use greasewood, creosote branch, because it's much stronger than the saguaro ribs. And sometimes you can't, oh, that's great. Sometimes you can't help but knock some of the green ones, but that's okay, because I think the more green ones you knock down, the fruit ripens quicker, the other fruit. Another one. Now some of them the birds has already gotten to. In fact, all of them. So we don't have any fruit to show you. But these are, there's no fruit. All the birds, that's okay. They have to eat too. But let me show you how we pick our fruit. See, when there's fruit like this, okay, we'll pretend there's a fruit inside. All you have to do is break this little stem off, and you cut your fruit with it. Comes with its own knife, and you open it up. Pretend there's lots of fruit in there, but there's no fruit, and your fruit will be inside here, like a strawberry. And then you'll put it in your bucket. Okay. You put your fruit in your bucket, and you throw your pots on the ground and leave it for the birds or for the coyotes. And we do this every day, like morning. We do our pick early in the morning when it's cool, and take our bucket and our pick, and we go out there, and we don't bring the peel home. All we bring is fruit home. And we carry our bucket, and let's say we filled our bucket half full. Take that home, we cook that, and that probably makes 2 jars of syrup. So you can see that it doesn't make very much when you pick the fruit. You have to go out there every day to pick the fruit. Yeah, dry. Well, you pick them dry. You can't take the fresh ones and lay them out to dry. They dry in the pots, or they dry up there on the saguaro, and they fall to the ground. But you can't take a fresh fruit and dry it. You have to cook it the same day when you pick it. Or you could, if you have a cooling place, like we're out in the desert, and all we have is ice chests to keep them cool. So we have to cook it every day to make our syrup and jam.
And do you separate the seeds out, or do you just put that in with the rest
We
of it?
separate them. After our first cooking, we separate it. We lay it out in the sun, and then we take the juice that we did from our first cooking, and we lay the fiber and the seed out in the sun to dry, and then we pour the first cooking of juice into a cheesecloth, into another pot, and that you put back on over the fire, and that'll cook down the syrup. And it takes like from 3 to 4 hours to cook. So when our our morning pick, we start working on our syrup, because we know it's going to be an all-day thing. And by the time it's done, by 4 o'clock, 5:30, we're ready to go out and do the evening pick. So this is repeated like day after day, and we do this every day because because when the rains come, it destroys the fruit. We can't pick anymore after the rains have come. It destroys the fruit. Oh yeah, no, we use everything. We don't throw anything away. Everything's used. The fiber is used to put back in the jam for the jam. It's a thickener. And the seeds, we grind it up and use it for a porridge, or you feed it to the chickens or the doves or the birds. Like every day when I cook my syrup, I rinse it out, my pot, because the syrup still sticks to it.
And
Rinse it out and I put it in a little jar, put it in a jar,
And that ferments.
and I'm going to make some wine out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we don't waste anything.
No.
And it's very time consuming, because when you lay the fiber out in the sun for about 2 days and it dries, kind of partially dry, then you work with it and you separate the fiber from the seed. You use a screen or either your hand, and it comes, it separates very easily. And it takes about 3 days to make a good batch of fiber to use for your jam, because it takes maybe about 6 cups to make maybe about 4 jars of jam.
Now, if you just taste the dried
Thank you.
fiber, does it pretty much give you sort of the flavor of it?
Yeah, it's kind of a light sweetness to it.
Thank you.
But this is more like candy because it's dehydrated. It's like all the sugars are just like, it's like candy. Yeah, and it's dehydrated. But once the fresh fruit is more like a strawberry taste. A fresh fruit. It's juicy, really tasty. Now this is hard, a little bit. Well, it's a little bit soft.
Yeah.
But when you first get it, when it's fresh, I pack it down. Pack it down and cut it in squares to make like little square, and give it out for treats when people come to the house.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Syrup and make wine.
Yeah.